Today we're going over the Emblem banner for May 2026 in Fire Emblem Heroes. We'll talk about our new unit and the 11 other units on the banner. It's finally time for Emblem Roy. I thought maybe we were going back to the every 3-month Emblem Heroes schedule, but I guess they're just pumping these guys out now. Emblem Roy is a sort of infantry like some past ults, but aesthetically Roy's in-game sprite got some nice updates. His crit animation is even better than his legendary ults since his sword now lights on fire like it did in the main game, plus Roy sheets his sword and does his little backflip after attacking. When triggering special, Roy poses with his reverse grip like in Smash Bros. Always interesting to see how different aspects of characters get carried over between various media. As a unit, Emblem Roy appears to have 40 HP, 47 attack, 49 speed, 38 defense, and 30 res. Roy's actual stat line in battle may look a little different for certain reasons we'll discuss. Now, for old skills, Roy's got Pair Up and Attack and Speed Faith, perfectly fine skill set for a fast unit, although Roy could sub out Faith for something else. Before we dive into Roy's kit, let's cover his Emblem Ring effect. Like most rings, Roy will grant extra true damage when a unit's special triggers. For his personal effects, Roy actually provides +3 to all stats, including HP. I assume this will stack with the ring's stats gained if you have a merged up Emblem Roy. A +10 Roy would mean his ring gives +5 to all stats. In addition to the free stats, if it is enemy phase, the user will get a miracle effect that works once per turn. Now, the biggest question about Emblem Roy and his ring is that it's not 100% clear if this is a special based miracle effect or if this is a non-special miracle effect. Reasons it could be counted as a special based miracle is that the only other offensive special with a miracle effect like this is Legend Deirdre's Circle of Balance and its remix upgrade. Deirdre's skill specifically says it has a non-special miracle. Roy's does not have this distinction, but that could just be a choice from the description writers. If this is treated as a non-special miracle, then you're going to be able to counter it with Fatal Smoke 4 and the anti-miracle status or effect. I am expecting this to be the case, but if it is not, then this ring will be even more annoying, at least for one fight per turn. Now onto Roy's unique weapon, Young Lion Edge. For Roy and allies within 3 rows or columns, grant +15 stats to Roy and +5 stats to allies. Everyone will get the effects of Imbue, which is the 40% max HP instant healing as combat begins, plus you counteract the deep wounds or anti-healing effects by 50%. Last, Roy provides full tempo support for his team. For personal effects, Roy gets contact distance +1, despite no horse. He also has slaying and distant counter, no surprise. Roy deals 25 true damage per hit and has 15 Excel type flat damage reduction. The contact effect's kind of a surprise, but we'll take it. Roy's imbue and tempo support is really good. Pretty much everyone can benefit from the healing, no guard, and no extra special charging. Young Lion Edge also comes with a unique Binding Blade style. This allows Roy to attack from 2 spaces away. At the same time, Roy decreases his speed roll to double by 10, so it'll be easier to get a follow-up attack. Binding Blade style is the usual range attack style, and it represents Roy's advanced skill from Engage. Technically, it's better because you can attack over an enemy instead of just moving closer. Now, unless it messes with movement, you always want to use this style to get that extra speed row advantage. Roy has a unique 5 cooldown special called Blazing Lion. When it triggers, it deals bonus damage equal to 100% speed. Roy will also get 40% unpierceable DR for all hits. As for other effects, at start of either phase, Roy grants Reflex and the status that increases the foe's speed roll to double by 10 to allies within 2 spaces. Roy is going to have full no follow-up effects to utilize his speed. Roy will also have his own built-in miracle effect. Unlike the Emblem Ring, this one can work once per combat. In addition, Roy has the 100% potent follow condition. Last, if Roy initiates, he applies 2 rows of Divine Vein Flame Tiles 5 spaces wide. If you do not trigger this special, Roy will not set the field on fire. Alright, so Blazing Lion has Miracle, which is for Roy's Hold Out skill, plus his Engage attack applied Flame Tiles, so pretty accurate in Fey. Like the Emblem Ring, I do not know if this is a non-special miracle or not. We wanted to test that when Roy releases. Regardless, Roy is going to combine Miracle with his weapon's Imbue Healing to stave off death. On top of this, Roy adds Reflex into the mix, so if you do not KO him cleanly, then Roy is going to retaliate with a whole lot of true damage. Now, to make it tougher to finish Roy off, he has the status for increasing the foe's speed roll to double by 10. This will stack with Pair Up, so the foe now needs 25 or more speed to double naturally. On the flip side, Roy can get his potent follow-up easier if you use Binding Blade style. Roy would only need to be within 15 speed of the foe to get his extra attack. For his new inheritable A skill, Roy brings Rise Above 4. This skill is for infantry and army units. It grants +7 HP and +12 flat attack, speed, defense, and res. The user gets 7 true damage in battle and 7 flat DR for first attacks. Rise Above is another one of Roy's skills that basically gave a unit free level ups, which equates to extra stats. Pretty easy to carry that over into Faye, except Roy gives a monstrous 7 HP and plus 12 flat stats. That is pretty ridiculous. Now, unless you need guard or healing, Rise Above kinda completely outclasses all the boost aid skills. Because it grants flat stats, this is a very interesting skill to combine with Instruct 4, and the plus 12 flat speed will be very intriguing for low speed patience users. It also can help in counteract flat stat comparing skills like Ploy or the recent Unrust B skill. There are quite a lot of those, and an extra 12 res could make a difference. For maximum stat stacking, if you give Roy's Emblem Ring to a Rise Above user, they can get plus 10 HP and plus 15 flat stats. Rise Above is a pretty simple skill, but it could be quite effective as long as you're not hitting that 99 stat cap. Overall, Emblem Roy brought over pretty much all of his engaged skills. We got Hold Out's Miracle, Advance's range attack, and Rise Above's crazy stat boost. As a unit, Roy is going to combine Miracle with Reflex and imbue healing. He will have Distant Counter, although no see Disrupt. Now if Roy can get his 3 full damage hits thanks to Potent, and he tanks 1 counterattack, he should be able to trigger Blazing Line in 1 round. Fate's -1 cooldown will be needed for this, although you could swap this out to say Burst of Thunder. That would still give -1 cooldown, and Roy would get 3 movement to pair with his range attack style. Generally though, Roy's base kit's fine and has solid perks like Tempo, No Follow-Up, and Debuff Neutralization. He will manipulate the speed rule on both sides to get 20 speed advantages. If you can't double Roy, he's going to be tough to finish off. This will be even more annoying if Roy's Miracle is considered a special effect. That means you would have to deal with it no matter what, and that will also make his Emblem Ring more annoying. At least the ring is enemy phase only and works once per turn. Now I do plan to try and get Roy for myself so I can test out what Roy's miracle effects are classified as. If it is a special based miracle, I will update my pinned comment, maybe make a post. For now though, and if there are no updates, just consider it a non-special miracle that can be countered. As Marnie has shown though, just because there are counters doesn't make it any less annoying. Next, let's cover the 11 other heroes on this banner. The red group has the new Emblem Roy, Emblem Lucina, and Harmonic Brave Celica and Veronica. Blue has Mythic's Heimdallr and Hodr, along with Chosen Fjorm. Green's got Mythic Vali, Legendary Diamant, and Dual Valentine's Veyle/Alear. Colorless has Entwined Ninian, Rearm La Rochelle, and Valentine's Hortensia. Starting with red, we've discussed Roy enough, but he does have some nice fodder for speedy units with Attack and Speed Faith and Pair Up 4. If you want the new Rise Above 4, it's going to require 4 inheritance slots. At least you're going to be able to pick up Faith at the same time. Emblem Lucina's ring gives 40% unpierceable DR for first attacks on enemy phase to a nearby ally. Very nice to pair that with Roy's Miracle Ring. Now Lucina herself can give 40% DR for all hits, so a Roy plus Lucina team could be pretty interesting. As a unit, Emblem Lucina is a red archer who can get an extra action after assisting. She grants Future Witness and dodge support, plus has favor for more stat buffing and cooldown. She then has Dual Support 4, that's plus 5 attack and speed, 5 true damage / flat DR, and Tempo support. Very nice generalist C skill. For combat, Lucina's got her own 100% potent follow-up. Her all-for-one special damage and damage reduction is based on having allies in her range. Perfect attack and speed will give no follow-up to use with her good speed. Our third unit is Harmonic Brave Celica and Veronica, another speedy sword infantry. Celica can inflict speed and defense debuffs with exposure. She's got plus 5 stats, tempo, and breath type cooldown support, plus a refresh via her Harmonize skill. For combat, Celica's got Sense skill style to attack from 3 spaces away. Her B skill grants Brave hits and grants Miracle. This is starting to sound familiar. For fodder, Celica's got the popular Arch Rival special and Endless Tempest for mobility. She is the sole holder of Swift Spectre, which grants Contact Distance, along with no follow-up. Onto the blue group, we have Anima Mythic Heimdallr, a high attack and res blue mage cav. Heimdallr's Foresight Snare is extremely powerful to deter attackers, and she can inflict Stall to mess up all the mobile units. Heimdallr can also inflict Exposure, Discord, and negate attack and defense and res field buffing when foes are in line with her. For combat, Heimdallr can charge her special every turn to eventually charge up Ice Wall. She's got some decent flat dare effects along with the basic follow-up denial and guard effects. For fodder, Heimdallr has attack and res Aria for true damage when her special does trigger. She is the only unit with attack and res Hone Assault for DR piercing support. The second blue unit is Anima Mythic Hodr, who is a high attack and res blue flying archer. Hodr destroys the safe defense structure and can supply support for stats plus bonus doubler, 50% DR piercing, 7 flat DR, 7 HP sustain, plus she has Attuned Makai's Harsh Command with 2 penalty cleansing. Combat-wise, Hodr can get enough instant cooldown to trigger Ice Wall immediately, along with stacking some true damage. For skills, she has Attack and Res Mastery to provide Kanto 2 for flyers, while Attack and Defense Discord is a debuffing source to help the team further. Last, we've chosen Fjorm's a speedy lance infantry. She provides empathy, dodge, no follow-up, and has a built-in Emblem Corn Ring for vert/icicle terrain. Fjorm's weapon is actually pretty much the same as Roy's. You got Kanto distance, distant counter, and the same range attack style. Fjorm's Frozen Mirror special has 40% DR along with full damage reflection. To fill in her kit, Fjorm's fodder will include Dealer's Blow for tempo and flat DR, Nelsia Void for Nelsia Disrupt, and Speed and Res Faith for buffing, bulwark, and cooldown. Moving on, the green group has Dark Mythic Vali, who is a flying mage with an actual miracle defensive special. Vali's invincible sister self-charges and can counteract Arch Rival. The first time it triggers, no one will deal damage in combat after, and Vali's gonna self-heal. She will recharge her special, gain plus 10 great talent attack and speed, and if she's initiating, she gets an extra action. This allows Vali to enact her vengeance, and she gets a ton of true damage on her follow-up. Now, Vali gives non-special miracle to allies, but this is a one-time per battle effect. Vali also gives her team distant or close counter support. For fodder, Vali has no uplift to give allies no follow-up, plus 5 attack and speed and 5 true damage. She has Speed and Res Shackle debuffing, and last she has attack and speed Aria for stats. Since Emblem Roy is here, Legendary Diamant also returns. He is a high defense axe infantry that gives allies bulwark, debuff neutralization, and the same plus 10 to the speed roll for the foe to double just like Roy. On top of this, Diamant's Fair Fight B skill disables all regular percentage effects on both sides, along with any follow-up skills. Both Diamant and the foe need plus 20 speed to double. Now for combat, Diamant's got Brave Attack, Spread type cooldown, and can get minus 2 instant cooldown on initiations. This will make it possible to trigger Arch Rival in 2 hits. For more aggression, he comes with Brutal Tempest for mobility, and then D bonus amp for distant counter and stats. The third green unit is dual Veyle and Alear. They are a high attack and green mage cav. Alear brings Fell Spirit for Nelsia Disrupt and twin percent DR. Veyle has her scout support for allies that works on follow-up attacks as well. She also has plus 5 stat, fair attack cooldown, 7 true damage and flat DR support. With their dual skill, you can add Reflex and Divinely Inspiring for Lagu's friend cooldown with healing. For combat, Veyle's got Brave Attacks if she or the enemy have an Emblem Ring. She has 40% regular DR, DR Piercing, and some extra cooldown to trigger Ice Wall. Attack and Res Aria will tack on true damage when that happens. Last, Attack and Res Detect Aerial does a flat res check with all foes. This can give the team low attack and res and 10 true damage support. Last up, we have the Colorless group. Entwined Ninian is a rare Cavalry Dragon Dancer. Ninian can provide attack and speed buffing, dominance true damage, minus 1 cooldown, and the range attack style by dancing. She also inflicts speed and res debuffing with exposure and panic. Ninian's specialty is being a combative dancer. After dancing, she gets an extra action and can benefit from all her buffs. Ninian has a crafty game plan of using Impetus Guard for momentum cooldown. This can trigger her Blazing Wind AoE special from 2 spaces away if you use the style. As for other skills, Ninian's got Slicer Sparrow for a follow-up. She also has Shadow Shift for shadow reposition after. Our next unit is Rearm La Rochelle, who's a cavalry healer. La Rochelle's A skill inflicts speed and res with Sabotage Debuffs, Flash, and Triangle Adept. She then gives her team Cancel Affinity to avoid all disadvantageous matchups. For more support, Arcane Latona has Imbue for allies and a Cleanse for stat debuffs plus 2 penalties. This staff has the 4th gen arcane perks of Slang, plus 15 stats, 25 true damage, 15 flat DR, and 50% DR piercing. Going back to La Rochelle's A skill, she herself will get no follow-up with a 100% potent follow-up. This can help ensure she always triggers Holy Panic. For other skills, La Rochelle has the common Ice Lock Plus and Attack and Speed Hone Assault for Cavaliers. She's still the only unit with Preempt Amplify. Healers can get Kanto 2, plus give their allies Preempt Pulse and Attack Liberate statuses, along with 7 true damage. The last unit for today is Valentine's Hortensia. She's a rare fun armored healer, very high speed and res. Hortensia's Sweet Staff will grant Lull, the plus 10 speed roll to double status, and Kanto 1 for her team. Her C skill can give plus 5 stats, flat DR, no guard, and 40% damage reflection support. From her Guardian plus assist skill, Hortensia can buff speed, defense, and res while giving French bonus. This skill can also give physical twin save to an ally, which is very interesting. To pair with Guardian, Hortensia's C skill has a built-in magical savior effect. The tank hits, Hortensia will have Deluge Charm for 40% DR, along with Excel flat DR from her staff. she will be decently fast with more speed advantages thanks to pair up 4. Last skill Hortensia has is Torrential Boost for HP, flat stats, and healing. If you do not need the healing, Roy's new Rise Above is going to be a tempting upgrade. That'll be it for this month's Emblem banner. We'll probably see Emblem Leaf and more DLC bracelets before the end of the year, assuming they don't hate Leaf that much. What will we do when we run out of emblems? I don't know, but would not surprise me if Fortune's Weave pulls out some kind of new special hero type, if only we had more info about the game. Anyway, have fun with Emblem Roy. If you're still struggling with miracle-based units, well, get ready to face more of them. I'm sure people won't be abusing the Emblem Ring with Reflex supports. Thank you for watching, good luck with your summons, and I will see you in the next video.